Okay folks, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do another unboxing for Victory at Sea today. I decided to round out and finish up my Japanese Navy fleet with the retail available expansions. Warlord has a couple of exclusives on their site, but they're just, for the most part, for the Japanese, renamed versions of ships that I already have, so I'm not too concerned about getting those at this point. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be opening up the Imperial Japanese Navy submarines and MTB sections. So I know I've mentioned in other videos, this is one that I was a little hesitant to get, although I did know I would get it eventually, mostly because of the cost. And I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment here before I open it, just to get a little bit of information. So I'm going to bring in my scale. And we're just going to weigh this up on the scale. So we've got 2.6 ounces for that one. Now, what I'm going to compare that to is I've also got the Akagi here, which I will be opening in a separate video, but we're going to weigh that up as well. And here we have 3.8 ounces, so 1.2 ounce difference in favor of the Akagi. Now, just for reference, retail value of this one is around $45. Retail for the Akagi is around $30. So in terms of the weight of the package, you're getting more in the Akagi. And as we know from opening these expansions before, most of that weight is going to be taken up with resin. So even though with this expansion we are getting seven models and 7 things that we can play in our lists, and here we're only getting 1. This, just by a pure weight measurement, seems like we're not getting as much in this box, and we're paying considerably more. We're paying 1/3 more for this as we did for the Akagi or the Yamato and other expansions. So let's get the scale out and get to unboxing this to see exactly what it is that we get here. Okay, so we have our usual cardboard, and we have our bag of miniatures, similar to what we've gotten before. This is rather small, but I guess all of our miniatures are in here. So why don't we look at those first. And these were packed by MJ. Thank you, MJ. Okay, so here are our, so we've got 2 identical of each MTB section. This one is a kamikaze version of an MTB. This is let's see, this one says it is the T14 class MTB. And then we've got 3 Kaidai 7 Kaidai 7 class submarines. This is a little bit of the, I think, darker resin, so there is a bit more flash around the sides. Now, there's not a ton of detail on these. Just because of what they are, there's not going to be a ton of detail. Let's bring up one of the submarines. Get focused on it if we can. There we go. I mean, for what it is, it's a submarine. You're not going to get as much. So the detail is right there. Now, one thing you'll notice that we don't get in this package is we don't have any of the metal bits as well. Now, so that's another thing about this is you're getting 7 models, but there's no metal bits, so that's a little bit less that Warlord has to do in order to be able to put these together. They don't have to cast any of the metal sprues for this. And another thing that about this is these are both specialized units, especially the MTBs in my mind. Subs not quite as much, but they are still specialized. The MTBs have special rules in the game that if you're going to include these in your list, you can't take more than one battleship or carrier. So you're basically going with a destroyer and cruiser type of a list, and these are supposed to only be used near land, so you're going to have to at least declare some sort of coastline for these to be able to operate in. The submarines are specialized in that even more than the airplanes, these operate in 3 dimensions in the game. They have 3 different depths. They can either be at the surface, they can be submerged, or they can be running deep, I believe is what they call it. So there's a lot more complications to these and how they work. So specialized units, somewhat expensive box. I'm happy that I've got it. I don't know how quickly I would get another pack of this, but that's another thing about this is opposed to the named ships like the Yamato and the Akagi, none of these are named ships. So this is a pack similar to flights that you may want to purchase multiples of. Now I can see that if you're playing the German Navy, what's the German Navy known for? It's known for its U-boats or its submarines. In theory, I would think if you're going to play the Germans, you're going to want a nice little fleet of German U-boats. But, that's me. I think this is probably, in terms of the Imperial Japanese Navy, probably the one expansion that I can say I don't know that you're getting enough for your money in what you're purchasing here. But that being said, let's move these off to the side and take a look at the cardboard. Also packed by MJ, so thank you, MJ. Looks like everything was in here as it was supposed to, so MJ did their job. Damage sliders. Now, interestingly, so we have no sheet for working with Warlord resin. So that's interesting. But we get 3 cards. You're not going to get cards for the MTBs because they are like flights. The rules are in the rulebook, and you'll reference the rulebook when you're playing the MTBs. So our Kaidai 7 class submarines, they're 50 points each. They're a type submarine, obviously, flank speed of 4.2, so on the surface they can go 4 inches. When submerged they can only go 2 inches. Armor of +2, so a little bit better than, say, a destroyer and things like that. Hull of 5.2, and they are submersible. They have one 4.7-inch light gun. Unless you're trying to get that one last shot on a merchant vessel to sink it, I am not sure what you're expecting to get out of your light guns. As you know, it's one attack dice, -2 to AP, only 1 damage dice. It's slow loading and weak. So yeah, I think you're reserving that for that one last damage on, say, a merchant ship. The AA battery is local 1, and they have forward Type 96 torpedoes, which are very good torpedoes. You get 6 attack dice, 3 damage dice, devastating slow loading. That's where the brawn of this is coming from. I think if you take a fully loaded shot like that into a merchant vessel, you are probably going to sink the merchant vessel. And because it's slow loading, you do get to do it again a couple of turns if you've survived that long. On the back of the card, doesn't look like we have any refits. The statistics, some history. Looks like there was quite a few of these. I-176 through I-185 were in this class. So that's it for the unboxing. Before we go, I am just going to give us a little size comparison. So that's one of our submarines alongside a destroyer. So as you can see, the destroyer is actually larger than the submarine. On the plus side, the subs and MTBs are going to be very easy to paint and get ready to play. I just think that they're overpriced for what you get in the box. But that is what it is. I'm happy that I got it because my Navy is now complete. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in Victory at Sea, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time with another unboxing.